Hello, fit and fabulous world out there. Leslie Urbis here, registered dietitian and personal trainer. And today I have a client of mine, Kristen Miller, with me to discuss her journey and her beginning of what we call Body Balance to Bliss, the year-long program that you can do with my and would like to share some of the things that she's learned, reasons why she's decided to do this. So I'm going to turn it over to Kristen here for a minute, and I just may pop in and ask her questions from here to there. So Kristen, go ahead and start the ball rolling for us.
Thanks, Leslie. Thanks for having me on your broadcast today. I wanted to come in and talk to anyone who's currently sitting on the fence about should they hire a nutrition expert, let alone a personal trainer, if you've been contemplating and debating, especially if you're in your 40s like me, if you're starting to contemplate and really seriously consider your overall life quality, wellness quality, so much more than just food and exercise, right? And it started because in December, it started for me, should I say, in December, my beloved dad, the fittest guy I've ever known, strong, healthy, he had 2 consecutive strokes in a row in mid-December. And we were blown away. I was absolutely shocked. A week before, we'd been hiking on a mountain, proper hiking on a real peak, not just a walk, not just a steady amble, a real hike. And it was so sudden, or so it feels. If you're the family members, dealing with all of that trauma, it feels very sudden. And I was absolutely shocked. I was like, wow. So this is a man that everyone in our circles had thought is fit, healthy, strong, got many more years to spend with his grandkids. And it turned in an instant. Life changed, especially for him more than anyone else. So in January, I remember the date, it was the 4th of Jan. And I said, right, I have to start taking much better care of my health. I'd never really considered it too much. Typical busy business owner, there's always other priorities. There's growing the team, there's everything that's happening. And it was always in the back of my mind, but having been generally healthy for most of my life, I just didn't really put any serious thought in it. And I'd been watching Leslie online, stalking her, so to speak, and watching from the sidelines for a while. And I loved everything about Leslie's energy. She's so friendly and approachable. And she's so knowledgeable. That blew my mind as well, just watching Leslie all the time. So it was in Feb that we started communicating one-on-one, and I started asking questions like, what packages do you have? What do you offer? I'm in South Africa, by the way, so I'm literally over 7,874 miles away. and it's far. And I thought, and that's what I was chatting to Leslie about, like, okay, but we don't get all the same ingredients or brands or whatever of food, for example, that you get in the States. And I've got a lot of friends in England. Half my family is in England. So that was a consideration. And she does. Leslie can actually work with international people, England, Australia, Canada. I don't know where else you've worked, Leslie, but I know this happens to be true. And I'm in South Africa. And what I loved about Leslie's help when I eventually chose the package was that she'll give you guidelines. And even if it's something I'm not sure of, like some American brand, then I'll ask her and say, okay, what are the ingredients I need to look out for or watch out for or eliminate entirely? And this is just one tiny aspect of, yes, she can absolutely help you with that no matter which country you live in, because her knowledge of food science is so in depth. And I don't think that comes across enough actually in the online space if you're just watching her videos and things. So Leslie, it was March that we started. So 6 months ago today, and I'm thrilled to be sharing Leslie's just everything she's helped me with so far. And I chose the triple B package, as I call it, the Body Balance to Bliss, because I said to her, my vision, when she walks you through her 5-step framework, part of it is the envision and reveal. And I said, well, number one, I don't ever want to end up like my dad at so-called healthy and fit at 70 with 2 strokes, 2 days in a row, followed by a diabetes diagnosis because of poor eating habits, right? And as a busy business owner, let me tell you, there are many nights that I will go to a drive-through or order takein or anything at all. Like, I eat to fill the hole, not because it's some magical experience for me, you know, in the weeks, especially when it's busy in the weeks. So Leslie helped me really realize my vision for long term. It's about quality of life. I am in my 40s, so I know I'm still young, but I do not want to end up one of those sick elderly people that need caretakers like their kids, you know, to help look after them because they haven't taken care of their true health and wellness for decades generally. And it's not cool to see my dad not hike anymore. He can't. He ambles. He's recovered mentally and all that. Don't get me wrong, but he's not at all. It's forever changed. Life has forever changed on that regard with him. I mean, and it was so sudden. So one of the thoughts I had in mind that I wanted to share for Leslie, anyone listening, is that time waits for no man. It really doesn't. Like, we always think we have time. I think that's an old Buddha quote. Like, the problem is you think you have time and then something will happen so suddenly. So to me, my investment at 15K per quarter is worth it. To me, it's like insurance. Everyone initially wants to moan about price, yet it is the most valuable thing you can have when something happens, when you need it most, right? Like, it's just priceless. What kind of value can we possibly put on our health and wellness? If you don't have that, how can I run my business? How can I manage my team? How can I take care of my parents? How can I do everything I'm trying to do if I'm not feeling healthy, strong, if I don't have the excess energy to like go about my days, working on crazy time zone differences at the moment? My one class tonight, as an example, is at 2 a.m. my time, live, because it's 5 p.m. PT, and busy with a big move and all. It was March that I said to Leslie, this is it. I'm committing. The Liberate Your Life package was very interesting to me as well. So I'm very grateful to Leslie for offering that. It's a 6-month package if someone wants to like test the waters, because I wanted the personal training and the nutrition expertise. Like, to me, they go hand in hand. It's not a separate part of you. My body is my vessel in a way. It's the thing, the vehicle that carries my dreams and helps me and supports me if I'm looking after it to achieve my dreams, my business vision, my business goals. So that is where Leslie and I got into a discussion, and I chose the 15K per quarter one because it's only per quarter. You might want to freak out in the beginning. Fine, the first payment, I promise you get over that quickly because the value that you get, weekly conversations with her, direct access on WhatsApp. Leslie's been amazing. Like I said, insurance. I didn't need Leslie when things are going well, when we're having good days. It's when I was having my low days, my bad days, the, oh my God, I want to eat chocolates and stuff my face days. That is when you need her most. So that is when Leslie offers, just through WhatsApp chats, you know, she'll offer the support and the motivation and like, okay, is it a stress eating thing? Is it an emotional eating thing? Why are you having these cravings now? You know, because we don't have them every day. We don't have them all the time. So that was gold. That was one of the key takeaways for me with Leslie, was like, there are those days that I think we all have when I'm like, all right, this is not a good day. I need support. That mental, emotional, and physical. It's physical support that you get from her on any given day. Another, to me, massive, massive bonus, feature, advantage, whatever you want to call it, of the BBB package. Yeah, Leslie, there's 2 more. Do you want to ask me other questions, or shall I carry on chatting?
Continue, and then I'll ask you some questions at the end.
Okay. The other highlight, other than the motivation when we need it most, and that to me was critical. Like, it doesn't come, that doesn't hit you. Those bad moments that you go through, they're going to hit you at the most inopportune times. Like, you could be in the middle of a grocery aisle. You could be, for me, sometimes it'll be late in the morning and my day started great, but then something could happen. I'm like, oh, and then you start getting that frustration and like, okay, I need to chat to my coach now, my nutrition coach, you know. But one of the biggest highlights, I'll never forget this. Leslie, exactly as her ultimate Herbist framework promises, she untethered a subconscious paradigm that I'd been hosting in my body for over 4 decades. You know, in decade 4 now. And it was such a simple thing and so sweet, but yet it was a big realization for me. So I'm happy to share about it, is that with my mom, like I learned that I crave, or so-called want, my subconscious paradigm wants chocolate. It's like I want to nurture myself if I'm feeling emotional or upset about something, like really hurting. That's when I want the chocolates. It's an old habit that's been ingrained in me, because as a little kid, guess what mommy always gave us when we weren't feeling well? Here we go, have a sweetie. Here we go, here's the chocolate for you. You feel spoiled, you feel special, you feel loved and nurtured, right? So that was one of the subconscious sort of emotional eating tethers that Leslie definitely helped me resolve. And that came out in the beginning of our works. I think that was April. So that's a biggie. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us have old just patterns that we aren't even aware of. It's very unconscious that when we choose to reach for certain foods without being consciously aware of them, and then Leslie's brilliant at helping you literally untether, connect all those funny dots of, okay, but why are you reaching for this? Why is your body supposedly telling you that that is what you want right now? You know, what's happening in your experience? So that was brilliant. And it's very sweet. I look back with love, you know, at thinking, oh, as a little girl, my mom used to nurture me with chocolates or candy. But it's not good for the body once we hit the 40s, right? Anyway, so that was the highlight, just one example. And 6 months now, all the connecting the dots. And Leslie's been there for me through, I can honestly say, my second awakening, as I call it now, like some of the most stressful, weird, odd, new, shifting times in the middle of so much on the go as a breadwinner as well. There are people that rely on me to I don't want to say perform, but yes, in the business arena, sure, we need to perform, but at home as well, home and family. Like, people often make the mistake of thinking that just because you don't have kids, you don't have dependents. Wrong. I am the person who looks after my 2 parents, elderly parents, both of whom are sick. Both are elderly. I actually worked it out for us today. 1 year and 11 months non-stop compassionate caretaking. I think there's a name they're even coming out with this soon, in one of my friends starting a podcast. So when you're the caretaker non-stop, 24/7, a good example, my dad, who's quite a big guy, fell in the shower one night, just, you know, recovering from his stroke, but he fell hard, and the shower's hard, you know, the tiles. My mom, who is 76 years old and tiny, there is no ways she could pick him up. They had to come call me to help lift up my dad. This was late. He went for a wee-wee late at night, you know, like old men go. So it was just, I needed the strength. I needed vitality. I said to her, I do not want to feel flat. There's too many things, you know, and people relying on me. But Leslie managed to help me envision what I'm really looking for long term, even up to like 80, you know. So we don't often think of that because, like I said, we always think there's time. Oh, we'll do this when we're ready. Oh, we'll do this when I have more time. It couldn't have been a worse time in my personal life for me to invest and a solid investment in a package for both nutrition and personal training. But I tell you, I do it again. Leslie's right. People renew for a reason because you just get that constant support, and you need it on the bad days more than anything. So I'm very happy. The other 2, I wrote down little things that really worked for me. Leslie knows this, and not everyone agrees with me, but I hate cooking. All right, I hate it. I will never be someone who's going to spend hours in the kitchen preparing. Sorry, I pay people to cook for me, or like Leslie helped me with her 15-minute recipe ideas. They were life-changing. They were life-changing for me because I was like, wow, you can really make something this delicious, this creative, this non-boring, this healthy too, in 15 to 20 minutes, and enjoy it. And you feel good. You feel satiated. You're not hungry later down the line because you work crazy hours. She helped me understand the cortisol effect, as I affectionately call it. I know that's not the scientific name. So, and the cravings, stress-related cravings. So she helped me understand that in deep detail too, that it's not actually the cortisol technically that puts on the weight, but if you're like me, every time I'm under stress, it's like I've got an invisible injection of just fat gain. So her nutrition plans are something special, and I have not seen them anywhere else. I love that she can help me even as a foreigner. So if you're sitting in England, for example, like the other half of my family, you've got British pounds that you're earning. They'll tell you the exchange rate is good for you because dollars are cheaper than pounds. But she can really help you with the meal plans and just work with her. Like whether you shop at Sainsbury's, for example. I lived in London for a few years. So you might go to Sainsbury's or Tesco's or something, which Leslie may not know of the brands, but then you speak on WhatsApp and you just ask like, okay, Leslie, you would prefer I try this and try that. It's the creativity and ideas that Leslie shares with you when you're fussy. I'm a fussy eater and I like healthy food, really healthy food. I like organic food. I want free range chicken breast. So when I say I'm fussy, that's where I'm fussy. The only thing I'm not fussy with is chocolate, but I'm fussy with healthy food. And also knowing that I need to pace myself for such a busy schedule at the moment between caretaking for parents, moving home. Like it's big, it's an immigration, packing all the time, studying part-time as well in between everything, and then having someone as solid as Leslie and friendly and helpful and motivational on those days that you need it most just really blew my mind. So her Busy Woman's Guide for me was amazing. I'm sitting here with my water bottle. So I want to get this in camera. She pushes you gently when you need it, and she'll give you a kick up the butt when you need it too, which is great. Hey, that is why it works. And your Nifty Nutrition Bank, that was the other thing that I thought was fantastic. So if people haven't got one, go out and buy it. It is worth it if you sign up for her Liberate Your Life or the big package, what am I on? The Triple B package, that one. You'll get it included, I think. But just they're astounding. Her knowledge is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. So we'll definitely link in the comments, of course, those things so people can grab each guide if they want to. But I just have two more questions out of everything that you kind of said. You did a good job and you've done a great job. And I'm super excited for the accomplishments you've already had and how good you're doing and the life changes that you've made so far. But I think what people would be questioning is, why Leslie? Why her program over other programs? What was really the decision to come with me and work with me over somebody else that's out there?
It was, you sold me on our brainstorm call because you're professional, you know your stuff, yet you're so friendly and approachable and down to earth. And me being me, I was like, I wanted someone professional. I didn't want to, at that level of investment, I was gauging knowledge, expertise, credibility, authority, all of that. But I also didn't want to work with a snob. Sorry to say it. I'm just being friendly and outright here. So I really wanted to work with someone honest and transparent and friendly and approachable. It's really important for me because I knew that health is a personal thing. It can get really, we can have bad days. We can have bad moments. And I love the fact that you tailored everything to my preferences and each to their own, right? Like in terms of exercise at home, your ideas for me were spot on because you asked me the right questions to figure out that, right, Kristen is not the type of client that wants to go and do 100 freaking burpees or other crazy G.I. Jane stuff. I very much prefer the more yoga, dance sort of style, and that's just me. And for my cardio, I love running. I always used to run. So you worked around my preferences in terms of the exercise and also my environment, what I could do here easily from home. You shortened what I thought was, oh gosh, I'm going to have to make 2 hours a day to like do the right eating and exercise. Not at all. You made it simple. You made it quick. and still spot on, still spot on. And then in terms of the meals, yes, again, working around my preferences. So I love the way that you tailor it to the human that you're dealing with on the other end. I don't like, there was a seed, cumin, for example. So one of the meal ideas had cumin seeds, I think it was, and I won't do that. So I just left them out, and you were like, no problem, you just leave them out. And you give such creative input into our preferences. So it was Taylor making it, but I chose you over everyone else because the value for money to me it's unbelievable. And I think you should charge over 100K per year. But that's me. That's my opinion. You should charge 100K for this package, the Body Balance to Bliss. Just so in transparency for everyone else, I didn't, obviously I'm not in the same country, I didn't take on the massages and the physical therapy options that Leslie also includes if you're in the USA. I said to Leslie, when I get there, then we can chat about it. But for now, she's helped me so much. You've helped me so much with everything else. And where I needed it most, at the time I needed it most. It's very tailored, very one-on-one, very personalized. And that's what works for me. I'm not the type of human that will watch a gazillion videos and go and try and do it myself. Like, that does not work for me. My brain doesn't compute that way. I need people. I want to converse with a human. And when I need you, I need you. So that's what I enjoyed. That's what I chose, why I chose you over anyone else.
I love it. I love it. And I think the only other question to that would be, if somebody's sitting out there on the fence, obviously we're talking about the Body Balance to Bliss, like you had said, my 60K per year, but there's also some other, lower options, etc. What would you say to somebody that's literally sitting on the fence that keeps telling themselves they can't because of money?
The group program that I've seen you offer, I'm on your mailing list. Wow, that is a 4-month remarkable program. And I've seen how you've brought Sean Q in for the mindset aspects, because you helped me realize how critical it's actually all mindset. It's 99% of the battle is mindset, right? So that to me is a super affordable option for anyone who's struggling with money. And honestly, if you really want to make a plan, you make a plan, whether that's extending your credit, your line of credit. I've had to do that before. So I say this as a real human to real humans out there. You extend your lines of credit, or you put it on the card. Try and pay your card off on budget facility to give Leslie the commitment fees that I know she asks. So there's the group program, which to me opened the doors to a multitude of humans who want to work with you as a test the waters experience, so that Beat the Scale program to me was mind blowing. I'm already happy because I had access to resources to do the triple B package, the BBB. So I'm cool. But then the Liberate Your Life, if you want 6 months, you see, I chose not to do the nutrition only. That is your 3-month offer, your original, traditional, 3-month offer. But I chose not to do it because I knew that I started slacking big time on my exercise. And I'm not here to come and be some pro athlete and go and do competitions or whatever. That is not for me. I'm just a normal human who wants to feel fit, leaner, feel like I want to lose the inches, which you've helped me. Thank you. New belt sizes and all. But I just want to be a human who feels. It's about the feeling state for me more than it is about anything on the outside. Leaner, fitter, stronger, definitely more supple. I can tell you now, definitely more supple, which feels good. It's that feeling, that energy just comes out of you. Like we radiate it. You got to hold it back in a way. And I wanted really simple eating plans because I do not want to deal with that stuff. I hate grocery shopping. I hate cooking. I'm one of those I don't like. To me, it's a waste of time. So I just don't like spending time on that. That's why I didn't choose the 3-month offer. My choices in my mind for anyone who wants to include exercise and your Liberate Your Life, your 6 months is phenomenal, especially painful amount. I was going through it just today. And that's something that one could borrow from, I don't know, friends, get a loan. It is an investment in your health and quality of life. It is so much more than just exercise, and it is so much more than just food. I wrote down a saying that Leslie helped me realize. the absence of sickness is not the presence of wellness. Look at my dad before the strokes. He looked well. He looked healthy. He looked strong. Hell, I was planning a trip for him to come with me to New York so we could do a walking holiday all around the city in Manhattan and surrounds, and then all around other places. So he looked well, but no, the absence of sickness is not the presence of wellness. There are two very different things. And I realized what is undercover in my body that I'm not even aware of, simply because I neglected my own health and wellness. And I'd gotten lazy on exercise, to be honest, and I didn't have anyone pushing me. As disciplined as I am, I needed someone to really motivate me and help me with the drive to keep doing it and stay consistent. That's the key. It's consistency, which apparently with health and wellness I suck at. Like, I'll go to the local convenience store and get whatever just to fill the hole. If I'm really that busy that day, that's what I would do. So Leslie really helped me get out of that, and I'm so grateful.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's great. I think you encompassed exactly what you went through. Your journey is, wonderful. I completely agree that the, absence of sickness is not the presence of wellness. I think that's a lot about what people do. I think they, well, I'm not sick, so I won't do this until it's too late. So that's a way to put it, and a great way to end it. I'm very proud of your accomplishments, and I'm so thankful that you decided to get on this chat with me today. For any that watch this, please, comment below #live or #replay. Tell us your biggest takeaway. Ask if you have any questions. We'd love to answer, whether they're for me or for Kristen. And then we will put below in the chat links to those handouts that she referred to in here in case you want to snag any of those for yourself. Outside of that, if you don't have anything else to add, Kristen, we will say goodbye to you guys now, and we'll come back again sometime soon. All right? Have a good day, guys.
Thank you.